Okay, good evening to Denby Dale Amateur Radio Club. Delighted to welcome visitors on our Zoom channel, our regular meeting. Delighted, obviously, to welcome our existing club members and also visitors to our channel from other parts of the UK and indeed other parts of the world. And also a big hello to the 36 people now watching on the club YouTube channel live stream to our presentation tonight. So you're all extremely welcome, and hope you enjoy very much the presentation tonight. Can I, by way of introduction, just give a thanks to, he's not on the channel tonight, but to Charles M0OXO in Barnsley, who is QSL manager for the Rockall DXpedition. And when I first read about the Rockall DXpedition, I thought it would be fantastic if we could get one of the radio hams on the expedition to come and talk live about the Rockall DXpedition and what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. And I thought the best way to do that was to send an invitation through Charles. And Charles very kindly put me in touch with Emil, DL8JJ, and Emil and I have had a few conversations over the last week or so, and booked him in the diary. So Emil, we're very, very pleased to have you. I do know that you are a very active radio amateur, and I know you're probably an even more active climber and mountaineer. So you've got both attributes that are needed for Rockall. But I'll let you sell yourself in a second with your history and involvement in both amateur radio and climbing, because people will enjoy your story. So, Emil, I'm going to hand the microphone to you. Just before I do, when Emil's finished his presentation, I'm going to open up to questions from the floor. Here on the Zoom channel, if you wouldn't mind, on your devices you're watching, you will find there is a button to raise your hand. Where the participants list is, there is a place there where you can raise your hand. If you wouldn't mind using that, it would help me considerably if you've got a question you want to put to Emil. And to those on the YouTube live chat, watching on YouTube, if you want to ask a question, if you wouldn't mind when Emil is finished, not while he's talking, because I think if there's a lot of people chatting, the question will get lost in the conversation. But when Emil's finished and I open the floor to questions, if you wouldn't mind typing your question into the live chat on YouTube, and we're going to have the kind intervention of Adrian DL8BDT and Mike DL1BJW, who are going to read out the questions from the live chat to put to Emil. And this probably isn't going to help for German visitors whose English is not that good, because they're listening to me in English, although I know at least one person from Germany has turned on the transcript, the German transcript of the stream tonight. If you are more comfortable in posing your question on the live chat on YouTube in German, then Mike and Adriana can both read out the German version and translate it to English for us, for everybody else. So you are very welcome indeed. So without any further ado, Emil, I'm going to hand the microphone to you and let you take away your presentation.
Thank you very much, Nick. Thank you very much. So, hello world, I can say to all everybody here, because this is a unique presentation. I think it's for the first time worldwide a presentation like this. It was a plan to do a small presentation about our upcoming DXpedition on the Rockall Island, but yesterday when I talked with Nick about how we can manage it, just come born the idea, let's do it something different and put the information to everybody on Facebook and so on, and see what happened, because I think it's very important that we have a contact. It's not just only after one day expedition. It's important and interesting to have contact with all guys from the other side of the pile up. also before the expedition. We are now in planning, and we collected more informations about everything, and it will be very interesting, I think, and I'm very excited for that. Thank you very much for everybody that just take the time and come to this interesting thing, I think. And we can start. I will talk a little bit about me, about my life and ham radio and climbing skills. And then after that, I will show what we plan and how we want to do with the Rockall expedition. And of course, at the end, you have the opportunities to ask everything. And if I have the answer, I can give you as well. No problem. So let's start. So my name is Emil. I was born in Bulgaria. The first for a couple of years, my name was Kostadinov. It was a Bulgarian name, but after I received the German citizens, I decided to change my name to Bergmann, to a typical German name. And it costed was 3 months and a lot of papers, a lot of things with the government. But after that, I received Bergmann. And when you want to translate in the English, Berg, it's a mountain, the man is a man. So that was what I'd like, and that's my name. The first passion what I have since I'm a young man is climbing and mountaineering in all kind of stuff. You can see some pictures here, and that's one of the things that I do. I was an El Capitan for a couple of years, a lot of wall I done it, and that was a big experience because on that point we use also portage. I will talk about this hanging tent after that. And we spent 3 days and 3 nights on the wall. And that was a big challenge in the United States. Of course, also with my daughter, I was climbing all the time. Nothing changed after he was born. And that was a great experience also to me, for her. And that was a very, very nice thing. So now she is 16 and she climbed by herself, but that was a great thing. And here, that was a short video that I was climbing with her. The last time was a route in Italy, about 150 meters long or steep high wall. Some people will think it's crazy, but I know what to do, and what I'm doing, it's everything. It's free. It's one life, and that's a nice thing. Since more than 22 years, I'm a mountain guide in my free time and Hausexkursionen. And I'm with groups every year, 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, depend of the time. I guiding the groups. I was in Kyrgyzstan, in Kazakhstan, in Russia, in Georgia, and in Iran 5 years. I was in Iran. Kamchatka last year, I had a group in Polar Circle. It's very interesting, exciting to work with the different people, to meet the people in the group, go up to the highest level, and altitudes up to 7,000 meters in Tian Shan Han Tengri. That was the highest mountain that I was done, and many times on Mount Elbrus in Russia. This is the one of the 7 summits worldwide. Also private or with the groups. It's a big and interesting challenge. It's give me the opportunity to meet new people, to see a different kind of people, and to manage the all day it's extreme situations. So that is one part of my life. Normally, I'm diploma engineer. I was studying in Bulgaria first, done 2 masters there. After that, I was study 3rd time in Germany, not so far from Frankfurt. And so since year 2000, I'm working in a company named Controlware. It's also not so far from Frankfurt. So I move a mouse over the screen every day from morning till night, 8 hours. But after that and before, I use my free time for ham radio and for climbing activity. So the second passion, like you know, it's the ham radio. It's something like the whole life since the beginning. When I was 14, I started with ham radio and done interesting steps. I was one of the youngest boy that take call sign in Bulgaria and take the first class in Bulgaria. My call sign, it's still also in Bulgaria, Lima Zulu 2 Echo November since 1989. And when I was come to Germany, the 2002 DL8JJ. So it's like a climbing and like ham radio. There was so many ways that you can go and you can try. It's telegraphy, it's just SSB, it's digital modes, it's different kind of antennas, building of contest and of the expedition, sodas and iotas and so on. During my presentation, I'm sure there is some people there nothing have to do with ham radio, so I will put some information so roundabout, so special words like iota or sota that the people know what I mean. I was in Charlie Radio 3 Lima and Charlie Radio 2 Whiskey. So 4 years after we were the world winner in CW, LZ9 Whiskey or Delta Papa 6 Tango I visit. And the first club station in Bulgaria was Lima Zulu 2 Kilo Papa Lima, that it was started there. So after that, of course, there was many expeditions that I done since that time. So around about 2010, I started with Lesotho. I was in Malawi and Swaziland and Ivory Coast, Mozambique. So of course, some islands, wild islands, first activation around Europe. And so I love telegraphy and that's my passion. I love the music of the telegraphy, but I do also see SSB or digital modes. In the last years, it's many people working in digital mode, FT8 or something like this. Everything is ham radio, everything is more welcome, but my love is in the CW. And in 2015, I reached finally, after 4 years of hard work every day, looking for people for high-speed telegraphy. And I got the Extreme High-Speed Club with the number 111. That's the way to go. And my first SOTA was something different and something crazy because I didn't have a small radio. I put all my radios from my shack and that was my first expedition to SOTA. SOTA, it's summit on the air for the people that are not familiar with the SOTA. That means you take a small radio and a battery antenna with you, go to some summits, they have numbers, and you put everything on the top and make worldwide contacts. That's the way. Of course, after that, I changed my style to do it. I take a small radio, the smallest radio in the world, like Elecraft or ICOM, and the last years I using also with me, and go and looking for some wild and unactivated summits. That's my passion, what I want to do. Spend nights or 2 days on the summit. It's no matter it's winter time or summertime, and make 24/7 QSOs. It's very interesting because it's not just the radio, it's everything, it's the organization. Because when you go to the top, it's just begin the hard work. You should put the antennas, the radios, you should do everything, so that's fine at the end, and at the end of the day to be successful. One of my craziest and interesting SOT activation was Erbenstein, 2015. That was the last summit in whole Germany, and this summit was in active military zone here in Germany, and it took me 2 years of trying to take permission to go as a person, so normal person, into this area. And that was a really interesting activation, one of my best activation. Then when I was done, I had the 35 minutes free on the top, and I done a successful activation. IOTA, it's mean islands on the air. It's also a wonderful program. It's something new a couple of years before, and I tried to do also some interesting and wild small islands. One of these was Madalena de Algero Island. This is a coastal island in Sardinia. Was very interesting because I had just only 10 watts with KX2 from Elecraft, and all QSOs I done by mechanical, and put the QSOs into my smartphone. After that, I export the files. After 2.5 hours, I have forward 300 QSOs. Bad weather, go back, everything was fine on that point. Also, Gliastria Island was first activation ever done on this island. The last 5 meters from the boat, I should jumping onto the water, and just very carefully take the stuff and the boat not so far from the stones there. It was very interesting activation. It was extremely hot, so something around about 40 degrees centigrade. And that was what I done for the 3 hours of activation on that island. But was also successful, and I was very happy at the end. Also, Vada Island was one of the interesting activation, because the last 250 meters to the beach, to this island, it was just only 50 centimeters of water deep. And with the boat, it was very, very scared that nothing going wrong with the motor than I received with the boat. But was also successful, also fine, and wild activation was also there. The first ever activation of the Foradada Island, I done it in 2020. This is a coastal island, also from Sardinia Island. I spent just 1.5 hours on the rock that you can see here, but it was very successful too. One of the interesting activation was also not so far from Italian coast. I spent here so round about 3.5 hours, but after this wonderful weather, what you can see here, the weather was changed rapidly. And I had a small boat, and the best girlfriend of mine just take the boat during I made a QSOs and drove back to the coast, and take the big boat with the organizer, and 2 hours later just come and took me out because it was really extremely weather. My tent was broken, but I still have to do QSOs with some stones inside and not lose anything on that point. Was very interesting activation. 2 times I was on a base Normandy and Saint Markov Island, one of the interesting islands and very hard to take permission to be there. And that was one of the biggest expedition because I had around about 2 tons of equipment. I had a flex radio with a lot of computers, 2 generators, and so on and so on. And so Yagis and dipoles, and so it was really so equipment for 5 to 10 team persons. But I use it everything on that point. So managing island was also interesting with Cole and Paul. That was also very good expedition. Was extremely hot, and I think in YouTube I have also a short video about this expedition. So you see, everything is very fine on that point. IOTA is I love this this kind of work. My last big expedition was a couple of months before in Djibouti Island, J28 Mike Delta. I was there as CW guy, but this very special thing, and the first special thing is my life, that was I organized the AMA in 2 meters. I put all that stuff together, and in my free time in between the shifts, I done so for 1 week, 131 QSOs. That's also very, very interesting and exciting thing to do AMA. That's mean this is the connections, RAM radio connections for the people that did not know what is this, with reflection over the moon. So I send a short signal to the moon, they reflect it over there and come back to the Earth, and some people can decode it to this signal, and that was very, very good and successful thing. All that it's good. That was a short information about what it was, but it was how it was. Now it's interesting. The next step, we will see the future, and we want to go to the future. Next step is, why be normal when you can be crazy? That's the question. And with this question, the next step is Rockall expedition. The expedition IOTA number is Europe 189. So for me, this island was a dream. So for COVID-19, I had to try 1-2 years to find the right people, but I had no luck. I found a boatsman in England, but it was too expensive for me to do this. And it still was a dream until this year, until I met Cameroon and Nobby Styles. And I'm extremely happy that I'm in this small team. Short information about the Rockall. The Rockall, you see where the Rockall are, and this is in the North Atlantic Ocean. It's around about 460 kilometers from Scotland, and from North Ireland 430 kilos. Why it's this island? It's so rare and so rare, but also so scary and so beautiful. Because when you see the streams, it's something like arm from the Gulf Stream. You know, we know in Germany all bad weather come from there. And so these streams make the reaching this island so very, very different and scary. In February 2030 was measured that on that not so far from the island in between Iceland and Great Britain. That was the record of the waves high 19 meters, and that's 90 meters is it's a big one. And I found a short video in internet that you can see what is the situation over there. So we hope that we will not have so big waves like this, but there also you can find on that weather big or monster waves. So it is what it is. We want to do it, and now we are planning how we can manage that perfect. That's the point. No matter where you go with all your heart and passion. Take friends and experience the team spirit. That's one of my most important things when I go to expedition. It's the same when I go also to climb a big and difficult and scary walls. When I go with friends, I want to have not too much friends, but real friends. And what we need on that point when we take the way to go, it's to be really to us. And when I talked with Cam for first time, I told him, hey, I go with my passion, with my heart to be with you and Nobi like brothers. I'm your left hand and you're my right hand, and everything what we will do, we will make memories, and we will write the history. So we are not too big team. We are just a three to go to this to the rock. Cameroon, it's absolutely crazy and great man, and I'm not met him until now personally, but we talk many times, and every day we have many emails and so on. And I know I have the feeling I know him since years, and we are very comfortable with all what you're thinking and what we're doing and how we can do it. The Chris Cameron, Cam Cameron is from northwest Scotland and spent much of his time on oil tankers driven by his father, Master Maria from Thunder Tree. He joined the British Army as a regular infantry soldier and spent 6 years with the Gordon Highlanders. He is also like everybody of us, father of 2 children. They have a normal life, but he have also a big dreams. And the first inspiration that I received to Rockall Island was after the listening a presentation by Royal Navy Atlantic Rowing Team, and about the Nick Hancock. Nick Hancock, it's still the guy. They spent 45 days and they have a world record on the Rockall Island with not with ham radio. He was with social ideas there, and he dreams to do the same and to beat this record. And they organize, and this expedition, he is the expedition lead, and we will do all together and take decisions to be very also to come to our main goal, to be there. Adrian, Golf Zero Victor Japan Golf, great guy with a lot of experience in ham radio, and he done also many different IOTA activation, also just normal expedition all over the world. He will be on the Rockall with the radio, and he will do SSB and also digital mode if we have the time. And of course, I talk about me. Until now, I will do CW, and perhaps if we have the opportunity to make also the digital mode, a special FT8 on that point. But mostly we will be do SSB and CW. What is the challenge and the main goals? I try to find the main goals on that trip from the beginning until to the end. And every of these goals are big projects that should be organized and very correctly and very exactly from the beginning until to the end. One of these is the trip. Then when we arrive the island, we cannot go with the main boat directly to the rock. We will be there perhaps 100, perhaps 150 meters. And the next goal is how to reach the 10 meters to the rock, not so from the rock. After that, just come the first touch to the rock and the first 1 meters when we touch the rock and we should climb on the surface. Climbing to the top, secure the rock with ropes and everything. Then pulling up all stuff from the top, arrange the camp, and of course stay overnight for a long time, not just only one night or a couple of hours, so for a couple of days. And if we have really luck with the weather and everything what we plan at now, we want to stay up to 1 week. Camp Cameroon will stay for very, very long time. After that, we will come back to the mainland, Nobby and I, but we will stay there like Nick done it before. The last expedition was 2011 there. That was just 1 day. So we want to do more than. After that, of course, provisions, water, stay, and secure survival on the rock is one of the most important thing. At the end of all that stuff, just come the easiest part of all. It's just the ham radio gear. We have a lot of radio stations, of course, the radio power management, how we will do everything from there, the radio antennas, and the radio operations, what we will do from there. The first goal that we saw that we will try to go there with Ocean Sailing Scotland. This is the company from full professional staff there, and they have a highest level of sailing education, and so we take boat with the skipper, and we will try to go to the island between 10, 16, up to 40 hours, depend of the weather condition, wind, and so on and so on. That's the first goal that we will be do. The stay there. We will want to sleep there. Camp Cameroon organize from Landport. This is the company that builds special houses, a small tent that we can take, and we will take with us all this Landport information. There is 30 items in total. And altogether, it's 120 kilograms, but we can put everything all together on the rock and make our stay comfortable. All that stuff additional, we have also waterproof drums and barrels. We put it all stuff inside, and then we try to to manage all that up to the summit of the rock. The second very important house, I mean really house, because on that wild rock, it's like something like house. It's the company from Black Diamond. This is a hanging, special hanging tent. This special hanging tent the people using when they climb big walls, so that there was no chance to do it on one day, and there is no places to stay on the wall. And they take these hanging tents. The name of the professional name of this tent is portage. You can find it in internet. And Black Diamond is the best company, and he done perfect tents like this for single man or double. And so you can see how it's working, just sitting on this platform. And there is also this additional tent to cover. And you need just only one point to fix. So we have also bolts and a drill machine. Everything will be with us. And if we not find old bolts on the rock, we have the opportunities to secure all our stuffs from the sea level over the climbing part until to the top. You can see here we have so around 2 meters to 80 centimeters. And we will use this second house for sleeping, or perhaps some radio, or perhaps just cooking tent or something like this. But we have two of them, and we have the land pod and this one tent. And so we can arrange us very comfortable on the wall. I bought also Thermarest. It's for isolation, and it's perfect on the portage, so that when we use the sleeping bags, we will be very comfortable when we sleep over there. A lot of gear, a lot of climbing gear. I put everything together what I have. I organized also some additional ropes. We have around about 300-meter ropes to secure everything, because it's not just to secure the rock, it's also to have the opportunities to take all our stuff from the boat until to the top and use special equipment. So you see, today I was put everything what you see now in a box, and I sent it already to Camp Cameroon, to United Kingdom. And this is the first part. It's white. It's 40 kilograms in all. That we need to be secure everything. What we will have over there are that's hooks and bolts, the normal hooks that we can put in some cracks over there, ropes, carabiners, harness. We will have 4 harness, and we will secure us in the fixed ropes, helmets and friends, and the nuts. Of course, belay devices. For the people that never see something like before, for example, the frames are special kind of equipment for climbing that you can use, and you can put it very quickly into the crack, and they can handle about 2 tons, no problem to be there. Of course, many other things like diving suits, Gore-Tex shoes, personal location beacons, via ferrata set, or equal like this, that we will be 24/7 secure on the main ropes, on the fixed ropes like via ferrata, that nobody of us have the chance to fall down from the rock when we are there. Gris-gris, it's also one of the main gear that we will use it. We can use it to go up and to secure us on the main rope, or just going down. Some of you will ask, for example, why you take with you ice gear, because I know that on rocks like this, from the surface, there is a very slippery, and you cannot use your hands, or if you use your hands, you will go down, and this is not a good. But in the climbing world, it's the name of this art of climbing is dry tooling. So you don't use your hands to go up on the wall. So you use normal ice gear. This ice gear, the normal using part is to go on freezing ice and waterfalls. But we can take it, 2 of them, and if it's too extremely hard to take the rock with the hands, we will use this to secure the first climb up there. So this is some pictures from there I found from Nick Hancock, and you can see what is the situation. One wall from this side is completely steep down, and this wall we will use to pull up our stuff over there. And that was the bivouac from Nick for a couple of years. They have spent there 45 days. And so we need to climb the rock. You see how steep on this side are, and we'll fix everything up there. I receive also which is the best way when we go to the rock, then we will reach the first contact to the rock, and go up a little bit left side, and then use the easiest way up there. You see some holes here, and in these holes I'm sure on one or some parts it will be fine to use this friends, for example. And we can try to find the old bolts from Nick Hancock there. I don't know which situation from these bolts are, but we have everything with us, so that we will be sure that everything will be fine, and that's important thing. So how the question will be how we can take all that stuff up to the summit, and what we have. And we have 2 opportunities to do this. Telescope Mast Freak, it's one of my best friends, the boss of the company, it's Wolfgang. They will do for us a special winch, this winch like here, that we can put it on the roof, on the top of the rock. And with the Dynama ropes, we will have 2 ropes directly from the main boat. If, of course, if everything is fine and there is a big waves, this is the better solution than with a small boat go to the near to the rock and try to fix the baggage on the rope. But with the 1 rope directly from the boat, and the second rope, we can arrange that we can take all our stuff directly from the boat. This is the situation or opportunity 1. Of course, the opportunity number 2, if they are okay, everything, we have also micro traction from Petzl and a lot of additional stuff that we can manage with a small boat from the main boat. We will have also a small boat on the main boat with us, and make forward and back with a couple of barrels, not so far from the rock. Put it just quickly a carabiner, and with this special kind of pulling up, we can take the this stuff up to the top, our stuff. It's mean when you see F, it's equal 0.38. It's mean that if we have barrels with 20 kilograms with this special Zeil pull up, then the power that we need, it's something like we take just 6.8 kilograms. So that's the chance number 2. Because it's a very important part of the expedition. When we were on the top, we will be arrange all our stuff and put both tents, the port ledge and the land port, fix everything there, arrange all stuffs, and then at the end we will put our antennas and the radio station. With Nobby, we talk about the opportunities, what we will take with us, and we decide to take 1 or 2 FT857 Yaesu stations. Are very good for expedition like this. They have also 2 meters. And Nobby write me shortly before our meeting now that they have a new 891 from Yaesu, and he's tested now, and perhaps he will take the 891. But this will be the radios with 100 watts, up to 100 watts. My FT857, I put it and then fixed it on base ground like this, and everything will be with the shortest possible cables. Everything will be fixed. Nothing will going wrong with this. Nothing will be broken, and all that stuff, all ham radio stuff, will be going into the waterproof stuff, and that will be. It's not just the radios. We will have, of course, notebooks with it's equal Windows 10 or 11. We will use N1 and N Plus, and WinTest Nobby will use. We have CW or SSB. We will take also a tuner with us. I will take MFJ 902, the smallest tuner. I will take also a Elecraft KX2 with 10 watts just in case, because with 10 watts and we can do a lot of QSOs, and we can stay also for a long time on the air. PSU, of course, for the bands, we will use 40 meters and up. And we want that we will be active on these bands that the best propagation are. It's very important for every single QSO. We don't need to change too much from one to the other bands. As soon as one band is open, we will stay there and make QSOs after QSOs, and try, of course, 24/7. So multi-bands, this will be the antennas. Now we will be in the next days decide which antennas we will take with us. But of course, we will take spider beam poles up to 10 meters, because you see on the pictures there is no place to make some more. So, like Nick at the beginning say, QSL management, we have the best of the best guys. QSL Print Tony LZ1JZ, a very good guy, the perfect, and I know it's a very, very good friend of mine. On all my expedition, he was also a manager and print, and that's work absolutely perfect. In combination with our QSL manager, Charles, that's the best what we can have for this interesting activation. So when you see, so we thinking about how we can manage all that antennas there, and we will see. This is just idea what we have at the moment, that we should put 2 antennas on the air, 2 multiband antennas. We will take bandpass filters with us so that we will be run on 2 bands simultaneously, and run about also with 100 watts. We will have also 2 generators, 1 spare and 1 main, and Honda 10 Italy. With us, of course, as a second or spare gear, we will take with us solar panel, and use batteries for charging, or if everything going wrong, we can use it with KX2 to run QSOs. So the thinking is that we manage everything as best as we can, and do thinking about everything what we can do, and if the situation come, that we have also reserve variant on all that points. For example, when we go and we put a small tower on the top, we can put 1 antenna like inverted V, or we can put 1 pulse so around about 45 degrees over the sea, and up other something like this with the 1 arm of the antenna will be until to the basic of the mast, and the other arm going down so to the surface of the water. So something like this. But everything will be in the next days and weeks. We have 64 days until we start. I will fly on 25th of May down to Glasgow. We will stay the night and sleep on the bank in there, and wait on 26th will come Nobby and Cam, and we started on 26th of May or 27th of May, depend of the weather. But this is our plan to stand on 26th and with the trip of May. We have the boat for 10 days and we should come back, so something around about 4th of June. This is the plan for now, and we will see what happened. So that was the antennas, and the interesting thing is that Rick, antenna build guy, and the team Delta Kilo 7 Zulu Bravo Martin, I was talk with him, also very great guys. Harry Antennas, they make a thinking because these guys are professionals in build antennas, and I'm sure they will be give us the best solution that we can use from the island. But something like this from 40 to 10 meters with multi-band in 2 dipoles to 7 meters with the balloon 1 to 4 G5RV, or up other with the tuner, we will see. The EMA community or the VHF community give me the sign and say, hey Emil, why do you not take also a small 2 meters Yagi? Martin Delta Kilo 7 Zulu Bravo will arrange one small Yagi for me, and I will try, of course, to make some QSOs in 2 meters. It's very interesting from there because the locator there is also very rare, and this small antenna will be no problem to take it with us, and perhaps we have the chance to do also some QSOs on 2 meters. But there is a guys, they help us, and we hope that we will be receive also more and more support from all over the world, because like you see or saw now, it's really different, and it's a big challenge what we have. In CW, just for technical stuff, I will not use the cat between the radio and the computer. Just in all my expeditions, I use just one USB to COM port, use the DT line with the small transistor to Kane and receiver. N1MM, it's a great program. They have also internal CW generator, and in enter send mode message, I use this mode, run up to 44 or more BPMs per minute, and that's be sure on good propagation. I run my top score was 9 QSOs in the minute. And so that's the main goal, as many as possible QSOs to have. And that's mean as many as possible lucky people from the other side, from the pile-up to make. Of course, for us, it's the same fun. And this both worlds to be in resonance. So that was the presentation from my side. Of course, please support us. If you have some support, so just support and donate as we need at the moment. Also more, we have a real cost for in all directions. We pay about 1,500 euro per day for the boat, but you see there is a lot of stuff that we need additional. If you want, if you can't, we will be happy for everything. All other information during the expedition you can find in our homepage in rockallexped.com. And yeah, that's the challenge, and I'm happy for that. We are happy, Cam, Nobby, and I, that we are great team, and we will do our best that everything will be at the end of the day fine. And so that's it. Thank you very much. So Nick, you have
Emil, that was absolutely brilliant and truly inspirational, the description and what you're going to be doing. So I'm going to throw it open now to questions, and I've got one already with a question in the Zoom chat. Guyton ON4KHG, do you want to unmute and put your question to Emil?
Yes, do you hear me?
We do indeed. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, fine. Many thanks. First of all, so my call sign, as you have seen, is ON4KHG. Thanks, Emil, for the nice presentation. It seems to be a very challenging expedition. You have shown us it's quite sportive also. I would like also to thank you for the QSO we already have of the moon on 2 meters when you were in Juliet 28. Many thanks. It was the first Juliet 28 Oscar November. And so here, just the point is that I'm looking forward to work you also on 2 meters EME, 2 meters meteor scatter, because EME won't be possible, because it won't be possible to take huge antennas. But I wish you a lot of success. I will be very happy to work you on 2 meters meteor scatter, as I have just said. And many thanks for all your efforts. And again, thanks a lot for your presentation. I wish you a lot of success.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was great.
Brilliant. Thank you, guys. And Richard, M0RBG, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Emil. And first of all, like everyone else, a big thank you. What antennas are you considering for a multiband HF antenna? Are you looking something like the Aerial 51 or the Link Dipole? What are you looking at?
Aerial 51, I know this antenna very well. I have Rick give me this antenna a couple of years before, and I'm using on SOTAS activation. The only thing is that the Aerial 51, it's a little bit longer than we have placed there. We don't have so much places. One arm is it's okay. I think it's something like 7 meters or so, but the other is too long. And I know that this rock there, it's very magnetical, and there is really no opportunities to put antenna like this all over there. I talked with Rick 3 or 4 weeks before, and like I told, he have a small team, and they will try to do something special for us, the same like Martin, that we have a shorter antenna, a little bit shorter, but on all bands. And the most important thing is that both antennas will be just perhaps 1 or 2 or 5 meters in distance in between. So we need antenna that they will not disturb each other. Okay, we will have the bandpass filters, but for example, I have very, very good experience, for example, with the G5RV. But this G5RV, the problem is that the cable, the 450 ohm cable, also it's sending, and that will be not so good, because you saw also our tent. We will be not sitting there. We will be just be in our sleeping bag, sitting, and make a QSO. So we will have the radios all on our legs for the computer. It's not so it will be not so perfect, the Aero 51, to take it with us. I have it here. It's a really good antenna. I use it very often in SOTA activations. But if the summits are very steep, something like this, I take on SOTA other antennas with me.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I've got one as well. I'll tell you what's very popular here in the UK right now, and it's called a slide winder, vertical. I don't know whether that will be suitable on the Rock or not. Slide winder.
Okay, you can write me, please, an email, DL8JJ@yahoo.com, and we can talk. I'm very open for every interesting and good ideas.
Yeah, okay. I'll look that. I haven't got one, but I know a lot of people who have. I'll send you a link. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Richard. I've got another question now from G4FZN and GAHQW. Go ahead, unmute and go ahead.
Good evening, Emil. Thank you for a really interesting presentation. Looking forward to working you. I really am. I'll be doing my best. The question I've got, Emil, have you considered generating your electricity from the boat and then running a long 150-meter cable from the boat up to the top of the rock to save you having to put the generators on the top? That's my question.
Yeah, no, that will be no problem, because Nobi put the both generations in very good, the best waterproof bag inside, that we will not have problem with the water. So this if the weather is rare, or if we have a luck that we will go without any big waves or something like this, of course we can go with a small boat until to the rock. Some of us will be secure on the rope and just take the stuff to the rock. But if there is no chances to do this at the normal, then we have these two situations that I talked before. And all stuff will be in the barrels, of course. A generator will not put it there, but we have the both generators in waterproof bags.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. A reminder to people on the YouTube channel, if you've got any questions to Emil, type them in the chat there. Michael Moore says, this will be a crazy trip. I hope you'll have good weather the whole time. A very well presentation. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Okay, I've got in the room here, we've got DL8BFV. Do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much, Emil, for the nice presentation. I really appreciate your efforts. So when we look back a few weeks at the Bowie Island expedition, the team faced the problem that they suffered seriously from the bad weather conditions there.
Can you repeat the last question, because it was a short interrupt?
Okay, the question is, what do you intend to do in the case of bad weather?
So in the case of bad weather, the asking is, how bad is the weather for me or for us? This is the main point. Of course, we have guys, this is the skippers, and we were working hand in hand. And if for the skipper everything is too bad and he say there is no chance, that will be no chance. But it's not up to me, because I have experience with extreme weather. I was in the summits. I was somewhere that we have 150 kilometers and more bad weather with strong winds and so on. It is something like, I feel it's normal. There is some guys, there will be extremely problems. They have problems with 20 meters per second weather. You know, it's a personal. It's a kind of what you have as the experience. I have some experience on bad weather. I have experience in the mountains. It's a completely different than in Bouvet. I don't know extremely exactly what they understood under bad weather. I see some short videos, but I don't want to comment at the moment, you know, because it's just my personal view of the things. When you go to expedition like this, you must take appropriate things. When you go and take a tent for 20 euro and go to Bouvet, for example, or somewhere else, you should know in the first small bad weather you will be lose this tent and perhaps your life. When you go there, you should put and take the best what you can find, for example, for base camp or ABC camps in Mount Everest, something like I don't know, North Face or RAP or something like this. That's appropriate for the baddest, the worstest condition on our Earth. This is just my meaning, but we cannot compare about expeditions, because it's a completely different things. Okay, and that's that we have two opportunities. We take waterproof clothes. We have good stuff, climbing stuff. You know, when I know that one carabiner can take 2.5 tons, a small carabiner, I'm 100% sure that it will be 2.5 tons. You know, and that's the most important thing. When I go and take my rope, the rope from Dynamo, for example, 5 or 6 millimeters, when I see this is one of the best ropes or climbing ropes, they can handle up to 2 tons of weight. Then I'm sure it. When this rope broke, then I will broke too, because it's just a kind of mine, you know, and that's what we can do, and we will do this to minimize the risk, to minimize or raise the opportunities to reach the rock, the last 50 meters, the last 10 meters, the last 1 meters. This is not important to me, because all other stuff I rely to the guys. They're the professional guys from the skippers. I go there and say, okay, guys, I'm here. You're the profi man. We sit in the boat. Let me take what I can do, what I can help you until the trip, the next 20, 40 hours. No problem, I will do it. and when I reach the rock there, then come my part, because I'm the climber, and I will take decision which is the best way to go up. It's
Okay.
just a plan.
Thank you very much, Emil. Yeah, I hope. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Okay, anyone else with a question to Emil tonight? If I don't see you raising your hand, you don't know how to do it. If you're on the camera, wave at me, or if you want to, tempting fate here, unmute yourself and put your question. Anyone else with a question to Emil? Yes, Adriana.
First of all, thank you very much for this very, very interesting presentation. This was quite amazing. I have a question concerning the birds at the island. I saw at one of the pictures that there might be many birds, perhaps some of them breeding. Might this be a problem for you? I can imagine that they might be not very friendly to people who climbing up the rock. This was my question.
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know. Really, it's a life. It's a real life like we have at that moment. For example, when I was in St. Markov Island the first time, there was thousands of birds. And every time when I go out to go to the toilet or to do something outside of the house, especially in the night, it was a really interesting thing to go. Every single step that I done, it was really carefully, because it was thousands of birds. 1 year later, or two years later, when I was the second time there was a really very, very rare birds there. It was no problem. That was crazy, because the first time, normally I'm using when I'm going to the expedition, also normal the expedition, I'm using Bose headphones, because they have this noise cancellation. Against some noises from power amplifiers or so, and that was a big help for me during the first activation of St. Markov Island. The second, it was there was not just a couple of birds there. I don't know if there will be or more or less. When you see pictures, on some pictures in internet, there is a rare pictures, of course, but on some pictures you see all the rock is white. So that means many birds, many shades and so on. On some picture, there is a completely clean or just rare. I don't know. We will see there how we can arrange us, but I think we will find a place for everybody of us, also for the birds, also for us. So we need just 2 meters and 80 centimeters for the portalage, and 3 meters to 170 for the land port. All other stuff, of course, we try that not disturb so the life there. So we will see. We will take the cameras with us, and everything will be put it in documentation, in film documentation. That's also one of our goals, that we will make a film after that. So some with GoPro cameras, that we will take as more as possible from all what we do there.
This will be very interesting to see. I have another question. Do you have also a plan to post on Facebook, if you are a possibility, on which band one can find you while you are there?
This is also a good question. Now we are manage, or Cam, the great man, they manage so many things. I'm so happy, really. He managed at the moment that we will take satellite telephones, but these satellite telephones, of course, we will be used to send short messages. We have a small group here on the mainland that we will be put some information, all going well. The next 2 hours we will be there or something like this. And we have 60 days, 64 days until there. And of course, we can try to have something more than just satellite telephone, perhaps with internet or something like this. But you know, it's extremely so too many money for that. We will fix, or we try to fix the most important things to go there, to survive there, to fix the boat, to fix the cost for the boat and so on. And all other stuffs like this will be just come on the top. But we will try that we will be very quickly put some information. Okay, now we will be on band 40 meters CW, 40 meters SSB or whatsoever. Of course, if we reach the island, how we will be stay there, because it's everything can happen. I'm mountain guide, and in the last 10 years I saw really how changed the climatical stuff all worldwide. I was in Russia many years, and I saw every year to year it was just extremely different in the weather conditions. Today you have 25 degrees and wonderful weather. 5 minutes later you have a storm, you can go and die somewhere on the way. It's really, we don't know. Against the nature, we can nothing to do. A good friend of mine say, when you go to the boat and you're on the sea, you're in the God's hand.
I wish you all the best. This will be a very, very interesting DXpedition, and thank you very much for this presentation.
Thank you.
There's a question on the YouTube channel. I read it from Marketing Mixture, Dave, G4NOW in London. What do you think is the most dangerous element of the project? And
in my opinion, and I'm every time I'm honest, is the weather, the way from the mainland until to the Rockall. That's everything. If the weather, if we have a good weather, I mean good weather for the skippers, that we can reach the island, all other stuff near the island. Of course, when a big waves directly to on the island, that we will make decisions there how we can manage to go there, or swimming the last meters can swimming from a small boat, and I will be secure with the with one of the climbing ropes, and the last 5 meters, 10 meters swimming, and just try to catch these rocks and climb quickly up there and secure me with friend or nuts or something like this, and after that secure the all other guys. But I mean this, I think when I saw some films or some information about this, about the Atlantic, the North Atlantic Ocean, it's the waves. But I don't know what will be happen. This is just, in my opinion, this point of view. All other stuff, climbing up and so on, and put some stuff up and down, and so everything is fine, because I know very well the equipment, and I know that that this climbing equipment, it's the best, and there is nothing better for secure all situation there. If I go to the top, I will be secure all that rock from all sides, so that we will be secure there. And if we have a very bad weather with on the rock and so on, I know the port ledge is will be fixed very well from us. The land port will be also fixed very well, and we will be stay inside of our houses there. That's what I can say at the moment.
Yeah, the second question Dave put here into YouTube was, what's the greatest threat to the project's success? I think you partly answered that already.
Yeah, I think yes, that's the you see, we have a small projects. This project, it's everybody from this project to go there to buy water, to take a spoon, for example. You know, it's a simple things, but you think about it. when we don't have a spoon, we cannot eat, or we will eat, but you have not spoon at that moment. And there is no shop to go there and say, okay, I will take a spoon. If you are in Africa or somewhere else, you can find a wall, you can find some stone like a spoon, and you can take this and you can eat the soup, for example. But there is a no. We must think about every single thing. This is step by step, and we do it now. Every single day we do it until the start of the expedition. And that's the main point, that we will take 2 radios, for example. We will have 1 additional radio. We will have generator number 1. If they broke, okay, we will have the second generator. If they both broke, okay, we have 10 watts with the KX2. With the KX2, I can run with 10 watts in CW for hours when we have so batteries or something like this. And if we just stay on this island, for example, we will also have the opportunities to put a small antenna, quickly antenna with the internal tuner KX2 and go ahead. I have the experience with it and it's worked. So in worst cases, and that's what we can do at the moment. All other stuff, it's step by step, and we will see. And after that, we can talk more about it, and we can meet us also on the same way here, ham radio and so on, and we can explain everything, what we done and why and so on.
Okay, thank you. Dave is sending his good wishes, good luck to all involved, and thanks you from all his heart for a great answer. So that was all from my side. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you. Thank you to Dave in London, and thank you to Mike and Adriana. Terry, G3VFC, if you want to unmute and put your question.
Thank you, Nick, and Emil, thank you very much. A lovely presentation. Can't wait for it all to come to fruition. My question, is it realistic, I ask, to rig a 100-meter line from the boat, which is heaving and possibly being buffeted by waves, even small ones? Is it feasible, really, to put 100 meters from the boat to the top of the rock? Over.
Yes, I think the freak Wolfgang, when I talked to him, is there any chance to do the second way? Of course, the rope will be not straight. This is clean. The first rope, it will be just to fix the both points, top and the boat. He told me, and I'm sure that it will be, because the Wolfgang is also a skipper, and they know exactly what he said to me. They say, okay, when this is just a leading rope, the second rope will be with rollers, you know, that I showed, the rolls. And the second rope, we can put it with the winch very quickly from the top. They will be go up and down. So this winch is not just a winch that it have something like this, that you put, for example, 20 kilograms down. It's one box, but when you rotate it, it will be something like 5 kilograms or something like this. Of course, all that stuff will be come to the water, will be go up and down. When the waves are big waves, so big waves, but it's possible, and when we will reach the top, and then we will be very quickly from the top just take all that stuff. Of course, they, like I told, it will be into the water. The most important thing is that we don't want to lose something onto the water. When the leaning rope are fixed up and down, it's no problem. Up there will be fixed on the top in carabiner, 1 or 2 points fixed very hard, and the same point will be fixed on the main board. So with the carabiner, that will be all barrels will be secure with additional rope, and then they come down, put quickly the carabiner into, and we go up. That's everything what we need. If this not work so well, we have the second chance that with a small boat, they will be transport. The most important thing for the first day or something like this, that we will be put, for example, just only the portage. And if we sit 3 persons into the portage, it's just 2 meters, 80 centimeters. Nobody will die. It's no problem. We will be inside. We will have tent and we will be inside. We will be secure. And the day after, for example, we can take the additional stuff and so on. But we will be decide everything on there. There is just only opportunities how we can manage. If someone have another ideas, I'm open, or we are open for everybody, or for other different ideas.
Thank you, Emil. Helicopter?
If someone give me 100,000, I don't know what's the price for that. No problem. I will fly with helicopter, of course. Why will I should go and to be ill in waves there? But that's the way.
Yeah.
For years, the first expedition, when I know they take a military, that was I think military boat, a really big boat. It was no problem to go there. But everything is just a price question.
Indeed. But thank you very much, and jolly good luck to you all.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Terry. Anyone else with a question to Emil before we finish tonight? Yeah, thank you from Volker Strecker, DL8JJ on the chat there. Saying thank you for a really fascinating presentation. Thank you for your comments. Glad you enjoyed it. Anyone else got a question before we wind up for the evening? Everyone's gone very quiet. Emil, can I say to you a great big thank you for the presentation this evening. It was, as I said earlier, inspiring. When we were talking last night, Emil, we said, and I think we should definitely do this, if you can fit it in before you leave for Glasgow, we should have a final session which we can advertise a bit longer in advance. So particularly, so this is our apologies really in many ways to particularly to the German radio amateurs who've dialed in tonight, particularly on YouTube, who only found out about the event this morning because Emil and I only decided last night we would stream this on YouTube as well as on the normal Zoom channel. And I think it would be good to have a follow-up before you leave to advertise a bit, to just say what you've done in the meantime, you know, the final decisions you've made on antennas and so on, and just whet people's appetites, provide them with the excitement that you're about to leave to make that journey to Rockall, and you're potentially going to be on the air in, you know, 4 or 5 days' time. I think that would be really a really good time to do it, Emil. So with your agreement, we'll organise a follow-up and advertise it further in advance.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, Nick. That's the main point that I told at the beginning. This just was a perfect idea from your side, and we additional that I liked to talk with the people, because the people here or from other organizations also, perhaps they want to support us. It will be pleasure for us to support us, because you see how much it does cost and energy and money and so on. But it's very, for me, important also now after the Bouvet expedition and other expedition, that the people know what we will doing, how we can do it, and what is the main idea. And at the end, it's everything is God's hand. You know, when I do something, when I go to the mountains, I try to do everything, training every day. And then I go to the wall. I try to climb this wall, and there is 2 chances. I can climb this wall and go on the top and I'm happy. If not, the most important thing is that I go back and say, okay, I done everything before, what is in my head, in what I want to do and so on, but I didn't done it. But I know exactly that when I see me by myself in mirror, and I say, great, Emil, you've done the best. And if the weather is better, it's bad. Okay, I can nothing to do against the weather. If I want to be crazy, I will not come back. But when I not come back, I will not come back to try again. And that's the main point. Cam and Nobi are absolutely great guys, and I'm happy to be with these guys on exactly on that way. And step by step, well, now there is a lot of question at the moment. When we come back after the expedition, it's no matter from which point we will come back after the expedition with a lot of QSOs and happy and so on, or the beginning or so. Step by step, and we will have the answers of all that question that we have now. Of course, no problem. I will be happy when we meet us and do the same like now, shortly before we go. Something middle of May or something like this, we can fix the data and we can put also the information and everything is fine. I will be happy. I think we will be happy. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, brilliant, Emil. I mean, can I just say, we have a club committee meeting of our Denby Dale club in April. We'll definitely take a proposal there to make a donation to your expedition. And I do know, Emil, that your donations, apart from obviously helping you fund the journey and the equipment and so on, the rest of it is going to go to the two fantastic charities that you're raising funds for. So we know that if we're giving you some money and you don't need it because you've been given donations and you've covered the costs, that the money will go to some extremely good armed services charities. So I will definitely say to you, I can't imagine anyone on our club committee is going to say no to making a donation to you. And can I just make an appeal to other radio amateurs on here tonight from clubs in other countries and other parts of the UK? Would you very much mind taking back to your own club the suggestion that can you make a donation to the Rockall expedition, because I think it is a very unique event, very different from many of the other DXpeditions we see on a regular basis in other parts of the world. This has particular technical challenges and inhospitable challenges that maybe other amateurs in other DXpeditions haven't quite faced in the same way. And also, of course, Rockall is got a British call sign. It's got a UK call sign. So for those of us, particularly in the UK and Western Europe, this is definitely something to support. So can I just, this is my appeal really to those watching on YouTube and on the Zoom channel tonight, take it back to your own clubs and see if they'll support too. Emil, can I give you the last word before we shut down?
Thank you, guys. Thank you all that for the time, for the interest, and everything what we doing. I'm sure that we don't want to make money. It's not our stuff. We are radio amateurs. I found and I think the idea from Cam absolutely great because we support us each other. It's a human challenge. Everything is ham radio challenge, a human challenge. And I thank to everybody. I thank to the people that at the moment or the last couple of days just take this step and support us. And like I said, we need more support from everybody, and I will be happy to see or to hear you all of you and more people on the next meeting shortly before we start. My trip is booked. I'm booking my tickets 1 month before, and I told 25th 5th of May, I will fly to Glasgow, meet great people, and hope that we will do also a real great thing. It's for me, it's just Mount Everest in camaraderie world. Rockall Island is a dream, and let's see what happened. Thank you very much.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much. And can we show our appreciation to Emil for his presentation? Thank you. Well done.
Thank you. Bye.
Excellent.